This Sports Spotlight is brought to you by Capital One Venture X Card, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports. Did you know that as of March of 2026, swimming great Katie Ledecky not only owns the world record in the 1,500-meter freestyle, she owns the top 12 times ever and 24 of the top 25 fastest times ever. With Venture X, enjoy easy-to-use premium benefits like a $300 annual Capital One travel credit. Plus, you can earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Welcome to Inside the Oval. I'm Noah Hammerman. We're here with our in-house design team for the 49ers, the Diz-Niners, and we're continuing this podcast from part one. Hope you enjoyed listening and learning a bit about our team, and we're getting right into it. Let's go. Yeah, I think that goes into some of the intricacies of what this brand entails. I'm just looking through our brand style guide right now, and we have these California map textures, some letterpress kit overlays, some wooden pieces, a red leather texture, burnt edges that kind of come off of the sides of these pages, 6 different custom gold textures to match our helmet gold, a custom photo filter that matches all of our great photography from Tara Lloyd and our photography team. So I think this just goes to show you the intentional detail of a lot of these pieces and how intentional we have been. To create this brand. I know, Malik, you're the newest person here. Is there a favorite part that you've seen or been able to use within the cool style guide that we've developed?
I think for me, my favorite part has been the Western container, just because there's so many different ways that you could layer it or rearrange it to create a new look every time. And I think that's one thing that I have noticed and loved about the brand so much, is that no post ever feels the same, but you can always tell from the outside looking in, okay, this is a 49ers post. So I think just having that versatility of all of our assets in golds and Western containers and different shapes that we have available to us, no matter what, it'll be different, because obviously every designer has their own signature style, but there's always a way to make it consistent despite the variation in what we decide to do. So I think that's been my favorite part of the brand. And then just no idea is a bad idea. I wasn't here for the design sprint, but just listening to you guys right now, it's you guys are allowing everybody that's not even a designer to have their own expression of creativity within this process. And I think that's definitely been reflected within the design room itself. No matter what, week in, week out, whether it's a game day graphic or anything that's being used internally, it's there's no such thing as a bad idea. If your mind can think of it, go ahead and go for it. And then we'll work from there. If it doesn't work, then we'll find a way to pivot. And I think that just really goes back to the resilience of not only the fan base, but the history of the 49ers and the history of the Gold Rush as well.
Yeah, I think the brand is on the back of the phrase, the San Francisco 49ers and the state of California, plus the Bay Area, I guess, have a history of innovation, a history of firsts. It's something super cool that we took in mind to base this whole campaign off of, this whole visual system off of. So we're really proud of that project and that effort that we took in as a design team. And yeah, it's paying dividends throughout the entire brand system, from production to game day, game presentation, to all over the entire 49ers brand scene. So really cool project, really cool process. Another amazing project that we got to work on was the NFL Rivalries campaign. I'm sure a lot of our listeners have seen and viewed those jerseys. Maybe you're wearing one right now. Who knows? You might be a super fanatic. I don't know. But we really took a lot of that creative input in-house and got to work with Nike in a collaboration to build these custom uniforms for the faithful, which is our campaign for this, for the faithful. So, yeah, would love to hear the process of this project from you, Aaron. I know you and I were in this project from 2+ years out, and how it kind of came to life.
That was really fun. I think it really was bucket list for us. Any designer who's involved in this project, working with Nike is bucket list. Nike is awesome to work with. They were really good. We were curious on how they would kind of approach us. Were they going to be heavy-handed in how they would, throw designs at us? But really, they were listening a lot early. They set up listening sessions for us, and they asked us, okay, from mild to wild, how do you perceive your brand fitting into a new uniform. And we were, at that time, we were like, probably like a 3. If you went to 10, I mean, that would probably be like the logo they swapped in the early 90s, which was kind of met with bad rapport. So we kept it at 3, maybe 4 to push it. And yeah, they listened very well. We were pretty big on, and mind you, this was before our brand sprint that we recently had. We wanted something that our fans really would love. And we know the Saloon logo. We were on just kind of the heels of like really reintroducing the Saloon logo, which our fans love. It has a deep connection with our fans. So that was like kind of a rallying point as far as how we wanted to approach that, but also like, approaching it with the California deep-rooted sense. So a lot to put into a uniform, and I think they crushed it. I mean, they came out with we wanted to explore the Saloon font, and we kind of hoped they could use it on the uniform, and they tried it on the numbers, and first iteration of it was like, wow, you kind of knocked it out of the park with that.
Yeah.
And so we kind of had to massage the the execution with it. Like a big challenge for us with the last iteration of a black jersey was the visibility of the numbers. So it was red over black, which was kind of a concern. Like if you're playing night games, it's really hard to see numbers. So there was a challenge there. We got over that with introducing the gold texture. Once we saw like kind of mock-ups of what the gold would look like, we were like, okay, we were really in the right position. And they really dug into the textures. There's multiple gold textures in the final output of the uniform, and we were super happy about that.
Yeah, it's funny how that 3 or 4 like skyrocketed to what is now like a 7 on the mild to wild scale. Like this is more wild than we were anticipating. A cool story that kind of brought this whole project to life was that these options were given to the players, the 49ers team, and the captains chose from that season the black uniform. So unanimously, it was kind of not only the team's gift to the faithful, but just a really cool story, a storyline that we could play with as a brand and as a design system. Something that was really great about this project, just as a designer, was neither Aaron or I really led the design system for this project. It was Malik. Malik came in for his first week, saw that we were doing this campaign, which was still a top secret thing, and you took it and played with the pictures, got to explore a lot of things. Tell us about you seeing these for the first time and how this all came to life, this whole design system for Rivalry.
Yeah, so that was definitely a top moment in my life so far.
Whoa! Holy cow!
But no, so my first week here, obviously I'm getting to know everybody, and Vince and I's one-on-one. He kind of asked me, he was like, yeah, have you seen the new jerseys? And I'm like, what new jerseys? What are you talking about? And he was like, oh yeah, well, Nike just made new jerseys for us. They're limited. It's the Rivalry edition. So I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen them. I kind of want to see it. And so instantly when I saw it, I was like, wow, these are great. And then obviously still being fresh to the brand, kind of reversing back a little bit. In the process of trying to get ready for the internship and applying to it, I was trying to kind of adapt to the style that the brand was previously. So I'm looking up and down the Instagram okay, how do I learn what they do this? And then when I get here, it's oh, well, this is completely different than what I've been practicing. So getting into that week, Vince is yeah, well, if you have any cool ideas, just go ahead and go for it. So first week, obviously, I don't have a lot to do. So I'm just kind of looking at the pictures and I go through and I make something that was pretty cool. And then showing it to the rest of the room, fireworks kind of lit up in their eyes. They're oh, wow, this is pretty dope. And so then from there, that was just kind of the base of it. And then seeing it later on down the line, which is pretty funny because I hadn't even seen the video initially, but the initial teaser where it was the red background with the silhouette of the player, that was actually one of the starting points of one of my first designs that I did for that. And then from there, it was just pretty much just continuous experimentation, what can work, what won't work. And then just kind of looking at the jersey, it's all right, we don't want to use gold as a focal point, but more of an accent as it is in the jersey, because gold is so precious in limited quantities. And so just kind of diving into that dark texture with the reds to kind of bounce off of it, that was like one of the key things that I wanted to capture within it all. And I think from there, the rest of the design team kind of bought in to what an intern really visioned. And for me, that was like a huge milestone. Like, I'm going back and telling my parents, like, I can't wait for you guys to see what I've been doing. But like, the design team loves what I'm doing. And like, for me in my head going into it, it's like, interns, they might not necessarily have like all the say so in what goes into a design process, but you guys just kind of entrusting me in that was like huge for me in that moment, which is why I say it was like a huge part of my life, one of the best accomplishments. So yeah, that's kind of what the design process was for me, just like going in, experimenting, and what happened. And I think we blew the rest of the, I don't know if I can say this, but I think we definitely had one of the best rollouts.
For sure.
I'll put that mildly. There's some censoring on that. I'll put it mildly, that we had one of the best rollouts of all rivalry teams this
It's
year.
really egoless. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, Noah. We really roll with the best idea. Like, if that is like a bright and shiny idea, we're going to roll with it. And we'll support you 100%. I mean, we saw what the output was, and the fans really loved it. And whatever idea comes out of, whoever in the room is, what we trust. We love that we focused on the fans. The lead line was for the faithful, and I think that actually went back to the 2 years ago when we had the idea and talking through Nike and NFL, like, this really has to be for the faithful, and we totally like carried that through. It was like the kind of the line that went through all the way through to the release of the jersey.
And then kind of going back off that too, like, this whole jersey is for the faithful. And I know the black jersey didn't necessarily have the best like history in I don't even know how you would really say it, but it just didn't have the best stigma behind it, because the team didn't really win in those jerseys. So it's like, all right, they already have this perception about a black jersey. So how do we flip this negative connotation that they have in their mind about a black jersey, and how do we make this cool to where, like, oh yeah, we're going to look great in this and we're going to win and dominate on the field at the same time. So I think capturing that in a visual essence and design standpoint, that was another major point.
Yeah. It was just a super cool project. Like, it's a milestone for all of us in this room and on this podcast. I think it was just an awesome opportunity for sure. Kind of curious, and we can go through, there's so many unique parts of the uniform. The faithful script on the front. You got the red, black, red striping, something unique to the 49ers brand. You have the double gold layering, like Aaron mentioned, on the saloon numbers, which are unique. So I'm curious on each of your favorite parts of that new uniform. We'll start with Vince, and then we can make our way around the room.
You already said it, the saloon number. I think that's going to be immortalized as honestly like one of the greatest numbers on a jersey. It's so unique. It's so on our brand. It's so gold. It's just, it's the biggest thing on the jersey, and it stands out the most. Complementing that with like a gold face mask, it's insane. So
yeah, it's good stuff. Malik.
There's a lot to choose from. I would say, honestly, it is the black helmet. I'm a sucker for black helmets. Like, anything blackout, single color, like, I just love it. So I would say definitely the black helmet with the accent of the gold face mask, like Vince mentioned. I think that just really ties in the whole jersey together. So yeah.
Black helmet. It's a cool one. Chase.
He took mine. I was also going to say the black helmet. Okay, well, I'll switch it up, and I'll go with the faithful logo on the front. Never done it before. I love the way that it shines, and I think that really connects with the faithful too.
Mine is not really a design element, but the feeling you get. The fans are already loving it, but also the players. Like, you could tell they're gonna love it and give them energy and confidence when they put it on. So love that.
Yeah, there's so many parts to love. I think Vince mentioned a really unique one is that gold face mask. I love that gold face mask. And my I guess secondary favorite part is the double gold layering on the numbers. It's not only that it's the saloon numbers, but the idea of having like a hidden pearl almost under there that relics back to that drop shadow that's on everybody's favorite 94 throwback jerseys. Like, having that as akin to our closet is awesome. Another part that Aaron mentioned is that it's truly for the fans. Something that I find awesome about this uniform is that it doesn't have like 49ers anything on the uniform itself or on the jersey itself. It is just faithful, just the numbers, and that nameplate in the back, some of the stripes on the side. It doesn't have like a giant oval on it. And I think that's the coolest part. You don't need to speak a different brand language just to have different marks than we usually do.
We did explore in the helmet like different decal looks, and for some reason when we put on that oval, the standard oval, it just felt right. You know, a lot of these decisions you make when doing these kind of things is like your gut feeling. And you could really like put on your fan hat and be like, okay, I would love this as a fan, so go with your gut feeling, and I think it went well.
Yeah.
And I think tying that all back together with the entire brand as a whole, it's like there's no 49ers on that, like you mentioned, at all. But like if you know, you know. And I think that ties back to what we have going on visually as a brand as well. Like there's certain marks that will be like, okay, this is 49ers. But no matter how much you change anything, no matter what, if you're a new fan, if you're an existing fan, you're going to see that post when it comes up on your timeline and be like, oh yeah, the 49ers posted this, not some fan page or not the NFL itself. It's like, okay, yeah, the 49ers team itself made this.
Yeah. No, it's a really intense brand system, visual system from that project itself to the entire brand at large. And we've definitely taken a really diligent approach to paying homage to our fans, the region of the Bay Area, and the culture of the 49er. So really proud of how our system has gone. We're going to get into some fun stuff now because you're all graphic designers. We're going to do a rapid fire question section, and we can just go the same way around the table from Vincent on. I guess different questions just to answer as graphic designers. Okay, high pressure environment. Do you name your layers? No?
Sometimes. How about sometimes? Sorry.
Sometimes. Okay.
If I need to.
All right, Malik.
No, but I do name my groups. So
Name your groups.
yes, I name my groups. That's key. I don't name layers, but if I put everything together, I will name the groups so I know exactly where whatever that thing is that I need is.
But it'll be named like layer 4 copy.
Oh yeah, if you go and look at one of my if you go look at one of my PSDs, it's probably like hue saturation layer 84, exposure 183. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh no. All right, Chase.
I am also on the unlabeled layers but labeled groups train. But I also like to introduce lowercase and uppercase. So like the main group is going to be uppercase, and then all of the groups nested within that are lowercase.
Oh, okay. That's a different approach.
Yeah, a little niche.
Yeah,
a little niche something.
I'm not
for ya.
sure if you really do that because I had to use one of your PSDs recently.
I tried to do that.
Okay.
I got flamed in my past internship for not having good layers, so shout out to Will.
Yeah.
He taught me how
You're
to
trying your
be
best.
organized.
Aaron?
I would say 50% of my layers are named.
50%.
I'm on that train of naming your groups. That's key, but also naming if objects are on top on the layer panel, like you have to have it on top. So I'm like visibly on the top. And so it's easier to navigate. If you send the PSD to someone else, like they could navigate that. So
yeah.
I always name my saucy layers.
Ooh.
I'm a big color coding layer guy.
Color coding.
Color labeling, color coding, yeah.
Yeah.
This is getting really deep in design.
I will say that whenever I do have, like, if I know that somebody else is going to have to look at my PSD, I'll be like, okay, I'll make this easy for you and I'll name everything. I'll name not only just the layers, but I'll also name the groups and, like Ben said, I'll color code. So I'll put it in red. This is what you need to do to adjust whatever you need to do. And everything else will just be gray. Pretty much means don't touch it. But
yeah, see, I like to do that too, but I didn't know that Noah was going to be looking through my files. Otherwise, I would have labeled it nicer.
Do you name your layers now?
I do often name my layers. I'm a big smart objects person. So instead of making these groups, I will make giant smart objects and move them around because usually we're working in different dimensions. There's like, maybe 12 different dimensions for one project, so I'm just copying and pasting.
Yeah.
But okay, quickly. Tablet or mouse?
None.
You just don't design with anything?
On the laptop, the trackpad.
We'll call that the
one of
tablet,
that,
but we could
okay.
say that's the trackpad. Trackpad or mouse?
I'm team mouse all day.
Mouse.
I'm usually trackpad because I'm always on the go, but when I need to really dig into a project, I'll use a mouse.
All right. I'm mouse as well. Pen tool or select subject?
Lasso.
Lasso.
God, you just have to be different.
Select subject.
So close.
Select subject into the lasso tool.
Oh, okay. I'm also select subject.
I used to be a pen tool purist because I'm OG, but select subject has gotten so good with like AI that I use that first now.
Yeah, and do everything you can, Adobe, to talk with Aaron and Vince. They'll be down there for
Shout out.
for Adobe Max pretty soon. So if you have some fun, connect with these guys. And I'm select subject as well. Do you design with music or in silence, Vince?
No, music. Everyone knows that.
Music, but also in our design room, there's no such thing as silence.
Not at all.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, music. But I let Vince DJ.
Yeah.
Non-intrusive music, so like lo-fi or something without too many lyrics, so makes me think.
Yeah, I'm on the autumn, October jazz stuff on YouTube, like the long 10-hour compilations with Snoopy walking around. That's my favorite right now. So music for sure. And then we'll do something fun. I guess since we've been going around the left side, we'll do this on the left. But what's one word to describe the designer to your left? So Vince, you'd be describing Malik.
Oh, I was ready to do that. Right.
Oh, I'm tossing you a curveball.
Dang. Relentless.
That's great. Malik is describing Chase now.
One word to describe Chase as a designer.
Oh,
More than
that's
one
tough.
word?
Oh, this is tricky. No, I'll go determined.
That's great.
Thanks, Malik. That's so nice.
Chase is now describing Aaron.
I would describe Aaron as compassionate.
No.
That's wonderful. Aaron, to describe me now, this could get a little scary.
I would describe Noah as connector.
Oh,
Puzzle
good
piece.
word.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
And don't forget about Vince.
And I will. Right now, I will describe Vince as... This is tough. This is tougher than...
Choose your words wisely.
There's so many words I could use to describe you. I'd say just talent.
Oh.
Like absolute talent.
That's 2 words.
Okay,
Absolute
well, not
and
just
talent.
talent. Whatever. All right, it's fine. We'll get one story from each of you. This is how we end every Inside the Oval podcast. We always do the other duties as assigned section. What is one other duties as assigned moment you've each had here with the 49ers? Something that may not be on your job description, but something you just had to do. We'll go around the same way we've been, I guess. So we'll start with Vince.
Dang. I've handed a helmet to a player during media day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say which player, but I was like the guy who's like, here's your helmet. He gave it back to me. Here's the football. So it's kind of cool just being a part of, media day and the photo shoot, doing whatever hands-on work you got to do.
Wonderful. Malik?
I think it was recently. We had an event, and it's obviously not in my title description at all, but I had to be a painter for a couple days. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah.
Nice.
I helped CR with a Women of the Niners luncheon, and we literally spent the entire afternoon making purse keychains with the WAGs, which was awesome.
Every season we do a team photo day with the football players. So T. Lloyd and his photo team ask us to help build the bleachers. So that is definitely other dudes at a sign because, one, we're not engineers. We don't usually build these kind of things, but having that trust in us to help build this really rigid bleacher section for the team to sit on. And many of these are very, very important pieces of the team and don't want to get injured and make sure this structure is very rigid. So I think that is definitely a different part of our job.
Yeah, there's tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars in butts sitting on those bleachers. So it's a critical operation, I'm sure, with T. Lloyd and team. Mine, I just thought of it and it went away. What was mine? That happens.
Oh, was it?
Oh, no, I remember.
Chipotle?
No, it was not the Chipotle thing. Again, you can listen to a prior podcast for that. There was one moment where it was a media day. This was maybe 2 years ago. And it's close to my job. It's a little adjacent. But while everybody was running around, I didn't really have as much of a responsibility that season. I was kind of just bringing players around to their stations for different media partners and so on. And so T didn't have, who's our team photographer, didn't have somebody to shoot the rookie signing pictures. So these are like when the guys first get their contract. It's a moment they'll remember forever. And they're signing, in the contract room with their, quill pen that you may have seen many of our high-profile players with when they sign their extensions and stuff. And they had no photographer for that. And I was like, I took photography in like high school and college. I could do it. And they immediately threw me in. I got to take photos of that moment, which were so special to all these players, getting their first millions of dollars and being on the 53-man roster officially. And so it was just a cool moment, cool thing to do, cool thing to be thrown into. But thankfully, I had a little experience in photography before.
There was actually a cool photo of at the end of a media day week where you had the vacuum. It was very, pretty much that. Other duties I was assigned because we had all cleaned up after media week and you were the last one working and you were vacuuming the floor, the carpet.
Yeah, the vacuuming is also a critical role as well. But just want to thank all of you each for the opportunity to come in and just talk a bit about more of your career, how you got to this spot, some of the projects and really cool things we've been working on as a team. Just want you to know how proud I am of this group and our creative culture that we've been able to build here in this format. And I think, you sharing your journeys with everybody that's listening right now will be extremely impactful. Just keep doing the great stuff. We're really a proud group and proud to work for the Niners. But thanks again. Thank you for listening to the Inside the Oval podcast listener. We appreciate everything. This will be anywhere that you find your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. So just want to thank everybody for listening and hope you have a great day.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Don't do it.
Shout out
Don't
One
forget.
Race. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With the Capital One Saver Card, you earn unlimited 3% cash back at grocery stores and on dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home. Or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back on food and fun with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.